Shakes turned me into a striker because I was pretty good at getting myself into position where strikers should get, and I just couldn't stop scoring. But we were playing some unbelievable football. When we got to the semi-final, that's when I got approached by, from every club you can think of. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Napoli, Juventus, Inter Milan, PSG, Monaco, like every club. So then the PSG scout was at that game. And I was like, is that the team after me? I said,
I'm going there.
Where sign me up? So then, so they offered big money. So the airport is kind of near so you kind of go and then they turn and it comes down, and I'm sitting by the window and I'm looking out and you just see.
You can see the smile on my face. It's a special guest opening up the new year with Coach Benni McCarthy. We're talking all things the life and times of Coach now, Benni McCarthy. His playing days are behind him, but that's what we're going to deep dive into on this next episode of Behind the Boot with Super Geno. Coach B?
Super Geno.
I'm so stoked, man. I'm so stoked you made it, Been thinking about having you for this podcast from the beginning when it started. We had your boy Lance Davids open it up for us. He was value for money. He can chat.
No. Body hold, no punches.
He can chat. But I'm going to do something a little bit different with you because on Behind the Boot, as I said, Lance was here, obviously as an agent now, breaking down some of the deals behind the business behind doing the business as an agent. Talked about your deal to Amazulu as well because he was heavily involved in that. But with you, we just want to, celebrate you. I keep thinking to myself, leaving Hanover Park 17, 18 and becoming by far the best ever South African export. You can people will have me for breakfast for this, but by far South Africa's best ever export. Just let's start there. Did you think you'd make it out of Hanover Park?
Yes. Yes, I knew I would make it because I had the hunger, I had the desire, I had everything you needed to have in terms of motivating why Hanover Park was not a deal breaker for me. There was no way that my family or I was going to grow up in Hanover Park any longer than what I did. So I think the determination, so it was just about getting the opportunity because the talent was there, the hunger. Like I said, I played football 24/7. Like I played in the Bundesliga, aka Gangster League. I played club football at Crusaders. And then I moved from Crusaders to Seven Stars.
Were you always a striker?
No, I was a winger. I was a winger, and it was just Shakes. At under 20 level.
Special group that, by the way.
Yes, Shakes turned me into a striker because obviously from the wing, I was pretty good at getting myself into position where strikers should get, and then waiting for opportunities. But when I'm on the wing, the bend it like Beckham, put it wherever you want. So that was my specialty. I love playing on the wing. And then, we had a shortage of strikers. And Coach Shakes just says, Benny, I'm putting you there for this game because obviously you can handle yourself. Matsau was a little bit small, on the smaller side for the African contest we were going to be up against. At the under 20 African Nations Cup, it was going to be a bit too physical kind of. So then I was a bit taller and slender, way more slender.
Very.
Yes. So then Coach Shakes dropped me into striker and best move ever.
Yo.
Because I just love scoring goals.
Yeah, and a lot of people talk about maybe a few months later, a year later, where you had Coach Gavin Hunt talking about the one who, maybe, I don't know if he gets the credit for discovering you or whatever the case may be, but not a lot of people talk about Coach Shakes Mashaba and that calculated move to turn you in, possibly then a striker that you would obviously credit to a lot more other coaches later on.
I think the person that I give their flower to has to be Bok American, Eddie Adams. I played for his team in the gangster league, and he was a big gangster back in the day. But he had a humility about him, and
a humble gangster. You never hear about humble gangster.
Very humble, and he was mad about football. So he would spot talent, and he kind of spotted me from just playing on the streets at back then. And then he assembled a team from where we were, and he kind of kept us together and kept us on the straight and narrow. He used to use all his gangster power to scare the crap out of us if we even think of smoking hash.
So that's why
drinking.
You are so disciplined already from the young age.
Yes. From preventing us from going there or becoming what he is, to just make it in football. Like, he wanted more Hanover Park or the Cape Flats to be known for producing better role models, football players, doctors, lawyers, whatever you can, but not be known, the Cape Flats known for the gangsterism and all the wrong. So he kind of installed it in us, and he was the one that persisted, used to come and grab me out of church to go and play Sunday league football. You understand? So he's the guy that I credited for me kind of being achieving and what I want, because I didn't think it was possible for someone else to care that much about kids that's not even their own, wanting to succeed. So him there, and then I think the one that discovered me, that took me to 7 stars from playing for Bok, was Mishek Mzanmeka. He was a former Orlando Pirates player, and he was the manager for 7 Stars then. And his 2 sons, they played at the Cape District region. And that's where I played for Crusaders. And we were in a final, and he was waiting for his sons to finish. So he ended up just sitting in the stand and watching the under-17 final. And I think in that 10 minutes,
he was like,
he could
tell.
Yes, and then that's when he approached me and says, I must give him a call, and I must come and, train with 7 Stars. And get lost. Like, just some random dude coming to you and saying that he thinks that you're like unbelievable.
Because you're probably, you and your mates were probably getting that all the time, to say, you're so good, come play, whatever.
So
from random people.
Yes, so then I just thought,
it's one of those.
And then a few weeks later, my brother went to play indoor football with David Notwane. That was his teammate at Santos and best friend. And it was for 7 Stars. So 7 Stars had a 5-a-side of like weekend team that they played, and Mishek was organizing it. And then obviously, so when they came to fetch Jerome, he saw me there again, and that's when he came. So and then he was like, he didn't know. So then he organized with David, and then he eventually ended up getting me to then go and train one time with 7 Stars, and then obviously then begged Rob to sign me. So then I got signed from 7 Stars, and then I ended up leaving Crusaders to go to 7 Stars. But you spot the talent, so you spot me and you think unbelievable. And then I get there, then I'm too young. which for me was a little bit just
it doesn't make sense. Okay.
So so
then you should
like
have let him play there.
Then leave me then where I was then at Crusaders, where I was playing every week, and and then obviously so I was playing the professional contract, but my football career was more interesting playing in the Sunday League than what it was, because I was never playing at Seven Stars. And then, unfortunately, as we know how football goes, the results don't go your way.
Get set.
Change of manager, and then Kevin Hunt came in.
Comes Hunty.
And straight away, there was just a connection.
He said he's good enough, he can play.
Yep. He's good enough, he's old enough. And he didn't want to hear about, but he's too young. And Pep, he says, the team hasn't been winning anyway, so I'd rather try something different. And from the first game onwards, came in, started scoring, and just...
Still as a winger.
As a winger.
By this time, you'd sort of moved towards being a goal poacher.
Yeah, but still, as a winger, on the wing. And that. So I had good people in my path, of making it. I had Bok American who really cared for us, for kids in and over Park, to not go astray and trying to go the straight and narrow. Because he could have easily, like what he was, but the guy was like, I think, someone that I would forever be grateful for, because he made, if he gives that much, if he cares that much, and he's got absolutely nothing to do with my life, so maybe that is a sign.
Where is he now, by the way?
He's still in there. He's still involved in the football. He was like,
not a gangster anymore.
No, not a gangster. He's old now.
He's too old for it now.
Yeah, but that is my main guy. That's my main guy, and that's the guy that I credit the most for
saving your life, ultimately, I suppose you could put it.
Yes, you can put it that way, because you never know what would have happened. Because if you grow up there, like not many get out, not many get the opportunity. And before me, there was plenty of talented players, but where are they now? None of them. You understand? We good in our areas because people remember us when we were younger, but nobody's gone on to really
big.
So play at a stage.
When did you know that you would make it big and your life would change? Was it when Seven Stars, or that Netherlands connection with Ajax Amsterdam made the call, and you thought, this is my big break now, I'm gonna go to the Dutch league and make it big? When did you know, or did Rob sort of know when he was doing the deal that this is your biggest breakthrough?
No, I think for me, I knew at that under-20 AFCON, because as we were going through the stages, we were getting closer to the final, we were getting into the quarterfinals, and we were knocking out teams, possible favorites, and we were just this underdog team. And I just couldn't stop scoring, but we were playing some unbelievable football. We were really good. We were solid. So
luckily enough, I'm old enough to remember. So I remember that tournament,
So when we got to the semi-final, and that's when I got approached by, maybe about 20 or 30 agents, and I had business cards from every club you can think of. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Napoli, Juventus, Inter Milan, PSG, Monaco, like every club. I had like a pocket. My pocket was like that. So I had only business cards of scouting. Please call me. Hey, we would love to have you to come. We want to invite you, So obviously I had all these business cards from club scouts.
Like most clubs you can think of in Europe.
Every clubs. European club that that
so
you see on TV.
Why Ajax then? Invariably you could think, I know Ajax at that time were considered
youth policy.
Youth
policy. So,
exactly.
So for me it was, at the key was, I think, so I had all this opportunities of this and that and that. And then you just watched just a year before that, or a year or 2 years before that, you just watch Ajax, Dutch team, become European champions, and they have a 19-year-old scoring in the final of a Champions League final, like never seen it anywhere else in modern day football.
So as a young side, you get their buy-in.
Yes, like Patrick Clive at 19 years old. His life is set now. AC Milan, the biggest clubs in Europe, chasing him because of that talent. Edgar Davids, 23 years old. So Ajax had like a year.
And we're talking guys that went on to become superstars.
Northern Wouter, 20 years old. Kiki Musampa, 20 years old. So, Ajax had and they were playing in the Champions League. And these guys were like 2 years, a year older than us.
Yeah.
And we trying to break in, and they play in Champions League stages. So when I saw Ajax Amsterdam, I didn't want to know nothing about any other club because I kind of saw a pathway for me. If they 20, 21, and I'm 18 at the time now. So if I'm in a year's time, I can play in the first team. I can play in the Champions League. So that's how I kind of calculated why Ajax was, because I didn't see many. Okay, Nicolas Anelka was coming through, but us and like at PSG, and they were also they offered me the biggest contract.
Yeah, wow.
PSG.
Yeah. Can you tell us the figures? You remember?
I think it was $1.2 million.
Your personal package, not the transfer fee.
$1.2 million a year, first year, and then 1.3 second year.
Yeah.
1.4 third year, and then a jump from 1.4 to 1.7 the fourth and fifth year. So it was a massive package.
Payday. That's a massive payday.
They've not even seen me play.
They seen you at a youth tournament, and they backing you all the way.
They had when I came to Ajax, when I eventually decided I want to come to Ajax for a trial. So Ajax invited me, and then they asked me to play in one of the reserve team games. So they played like a second division team.
Yeah.
So you have Ajax first team, and then you have the championship, and then just below,
two divisions below the Eredivisie.
Yes, so it's the reserve team. It's Ajax reserve team. Yeah. So they don't pair them up against championship or League One teams. Yeah. So you just play a first team, but that you can have a chance also, Yeah. So we played, I can't remember the name of the club. So then the PSG scout was at that game.
Yeah.
So he came at that game because he was trying to convince me to come to PSG. And they got wind that I was in Holland. So then the guy was trying to get hold of Rob. So he ended up coming to watch because Ajax is playing. So he came.
Yeah.
And by chance, I agreed and I said, I want to play.
Yeah.
So then, literally, 15 minutes I played, and then they took me off because the coach said, he doesn't want me to get injured.
Yeah. Because you could see the level.
In 15 minutes, I destroyed the living daylights out of them. Like, I scored 2, I hit the bicycle kick against the crossbar, and I made an assist. So he said, seen enough. So I think the PSG guy saw it, and he just went on the phone. Like, if we don't sign this player,
signing him now because he's going into the first team.
They were going through also. Nicolas Anelka was now being, he's going to go to Arsenal. So they're going to be losing one of the most talented European youngsters that was coming through. And this guy sees, I think we've got better.
And you probably, I was about to say you played like similar style.
So then the guy went, he's like, if we don't sign him, we are dead. So then that's why I think they just went all out.
Yeah.
Right?
And they made...
So they kind of saved me also, because I would have just signed for Ajax just on...
No matter what the offer was.
No matter what. And that genuinely was. But Rob being Rob.
Yeah.
So then
he
PSG...
He wanted a counter offer.
So PSG sent Rob a fax. That time, on the Nokia phone, you flip open and then it turns into a fax.
Yeah.
So Rob gets a fax from PSG. Boom, a 5-year offer. And the numbers, I'm talking about for me now, $1,500 that I was earning at 7 Stars. Now we're talking about $1 million here, my friend. So then Rob used... So when Ajax was like, nah, they can't,
because they had a policy probably for youngsters where their salary cap is.
Yes. And they really wanted me. They thought there was potential and they can turn me into a fantastic player, but I was still raw, but they talent, and Ajax can take me to the next level. But on that, he comes in, an academy player, then he has to work his way up.
He work his way up.
And Rob just flipped the script, and Rob says, listen, you can't expect us to want to stay, because and he takes out the facts.
Yeah, and we can't turn down this offer.
He passes it. He says, listen, I say, even though the player wants to go, but for me as his manager and his advisor, it is impossible for me to tell him to sign for Ajax as much as he would want to, but I have to look for his family, for his best interest. So PSG is where I'm gonna take him to, whether he will learn to forgive me in the future for that, because how can you give that up? And then when he showed them, and those guys were just like, this is contracts that the highest paid players in the club, like the Ronald de Boers, the Van der Saars, these guys were earning that money.
Your Dennis Bergkamps.
You guys are asking an African boy, he must earn. So he says, oh, well,
it's up to you. Yeah.
But this is what the player has on the table.
If you don't offer this
now,
off to...
They said, okay, let us go. And then they ended up going out and then coming back. We can't match.
I was about to ask whether they matched it.
The 5-year.
Okay.
But
we can match the package, but reduce
1, 2, 3, they can match. But then 3 jump to 4 and 5 can't be that big. So it's still... So if it's 1.1, say if it's 1.2, 1.25, 1.3, 1.35, 1.4, PSG went like 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, and then it jumped to 7, 8. You understand? So almost 2 million.
And there was
so then and then Rob says, okay, he must go and discuss with his client, and then they left, but they were sure that
you're gonna sign it.
Yeah, because they saw I was desperate to play for. I was desperate to stay at Ajax.
Yeah.
So then Rob, when he broke it now to me in figures, like, okay, Benny, this is what's happening. So they came back. I still think PSG is the right club. And I said, no, Ajax. He's like, but why? So I had to explain why I wanted Ajax. And also,
because also they'd gone some way in trying to give you a good package.
But for me, it was like, they speak almost Afrikaans. Ek kan hulle sê hulle massa die en daai, hulle sal my you understand what I mean? So it's like close to my language that I'm speak at home. I just have to tweak it a little bit, and then I understand.
But if you go to France, you're starting from scratch.
Comment ça va? You know, I say, comme ci, comme ça. No, I don't want to. don't want to learn language I've never heard before, you know. You speak and the hands are everywhere and all your massum. So I thought, for me, that's easy.
Yeah.
So it was easier to adapt listening to Afrikaans.
For sure.
And
Makes
everyone
sense.
could speak English.
Yeah.
I was like, no, man, I'm at home here. And I saw brothers. I was coming down and I say,
Away.
Hey, Foka, everyone, you know? Yeah. And everyone was just friendly. It like I was leaving Africa and I was going back to Africa.
Yeah.
I was in Europe, but there was so many.
You could relate. You could.
Yeah, there was so many African players there, like not just Africans, but Black Dutch, and so it was. It just gave me more of a sense of I couldn't leave home to come to a better place, you know.
And you need that because you find a situation now where maybe I'm not making an excuse for PSL players now. Maybe that's the challenge as well when they grow abroad. They get so homesick, not familiar, and then they miss their comfort zones. Yeah.
You know, when you leave home and you leave home to go and try and make it, as tough as you think you are, as tough as you seem, if people are unpleasant to you and you're in a foreign place and you've got no one to talk to, and people are not being nice to you, it becomes even much tougher than what you already faced with, you know. So that's why I don't blame when people say I am putting myself through that.
Yeah.
If it's already tough adapting and trying to break into accepting that we're Africans and give us an equal opportunity as the Europeans.
Yeah.
But now on top of that, people are not nice to you and unfriendly. And then you sink more. So yeah, like why would you go put yourself through that? You understand? So you understand. But in my case, it was different. I was like, oh, dude, I'm home, man.
So why did you leave eventually? I think your next move would have been Celta Vigo and Porto after that. And then obviously we know the history with Porto as well.
So I felt like I didn't establish myself yet as a first team player because I always had someone ahead of me. You know, like when I was there, we had the number 9 was Shota Avelatse that the manager brought in, and I was like young, so I kind of bullied my way into the first team.
Yeah.
So there was Shota Avelatse, there was what's the other striker?
Not Zlatan, no. That's after
that was way after me.
Yeah.
Gerald Sibon, like a Dutch international, played for Dutch national team already. So he was the second striker. And then I was the young the one that they groomed. Yeah. And there was another young player that they had, like a Dutch, Brutil Jose. And he was a beast, but he was younger than me.
Yeah.
But I kind of bullied my way quick. And then I made the jump into the first team and then in and around. So I was the third striker. I hardly would even get on the pitch. But because my rise was just so sharp, and then I ended up Sibon, and I was the second striker. So I would come, the manager would make sure that he brings me on almost every game. Every game, whether it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes,
in case the main guy gets injured, you lead the line. Yeah.
Benny now he's been stepping in, and when I play 10 minutes, 15 minutes, on the score sheet. Yeah. So I was there. People was like, wow, he's really pushing, but Shota is still just a little bit ahead of me.
Yeah.
But if Shota is injured, I'm ready for
the obvious choice.
Yeah, exactly. So I became like that. And then the second season, Shota was still there, and then they bought a guy that finished the top goal scorer in the Dutch league, Nikos Machlas, a Greek guy. They bought him. So then now it was again Shota Velatse, myself, Machlas. So that he clearly was going to come and be the number one because he was the league top goal scorer.
There's no way
in the
he
league.
Sits in the stands or on the bench.
Yeah. So then you push, and what the manager then did, rotate. So Shota plays this game, next game I play, then Machlas. So we keep rotating. So
but there's no momentum as a striker with that. Yeah.
There's no. So then it was like that. And then when he left, they got a Dutch manager, Jan Wouters. And he kind of changed the whole mold. He wanted, Ajax is kind of losing the identity with so many foreign players, and he wants to bring it now back to loads of Dutch. He was bringing in loads of more Dutch players.
The foreign players don't get a look in. To some degree, yes.
Yes, to some degree. So you automatically get demoted for a Dutch player that was coming
through. They
prefer
homegrown players. Yes.
Which you understand, because Ajax had that history with with the Dutch players lots of Dutch talent coming through.
Yeah.
So then but then when the coach just says because doesn't care what you've done or where you are every day in training, you're better than everyone.
Yeah.
But the Dutch one will play ahead of you.
Yeah.
And then this one. So then you kind of think, wow, mate, you're not graduating anytime to be the number one striker.
Yeah.
You're going to be there in the frame. If they need you, then you called upon. But so it was like that. And then when the opportunity came, Celta Vigo came. So I kind of love Spanish football. And wasn't Real Madrid though, but I love Spanish football. So then when the chance came in, I was like, I actually didn't. I watched the game of them against Liverpool in the Europa League.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, and they played Liverpool off. They made Liverpool look bang average.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that the team after me? I said,
I'm going there.
Where sign me up? So then, so they offered big money. I think
8, 9.
Yeah.
Around there.
Yeah, but we're talking about now 2000, 1999, 2000.
Yeah, that's crazy money.
It's like 40, 50 million now, So they offered massive money. And Ajax, the manager, Jan Wouters, the Dutch coach, says, Benny, if I'm you, I would take it because, like I said,
looking at homegrown
players, and yes, you speak Dutch and everyone loves you and you know this. Yeah. So I would keep you in and around the squad. But what's the point? I was getting older. Yeah, I was no more 18. I'm 20 now, and I should be now.
You should
2 years. Like I should be pushing to be the club leading number 9, and I wasn't that yet. So then I thought, and the manager now has confirmed that my role will even be lesser.
Yeah.
So then I said, maybe it is just my calling card. Yeah. Celta Vigo, the money that they spend on me, I'm going there to be the number 1. And so so then I said, but I want to see where's the Celta Vigo that I'm going to. Because I know Madrid, I know Barcelona, but I don't know where's Vigo.
Where's Vigo, yeah.
And I couldn't have gone to visit on the worst day ever. So we fly into Madrid. In Madrid for like a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And then we fly to Vigo. Poof. So now the plane, the plane comes and it comes over the mountains and then you come. And I thought we were Miami.
Yeah.
Because the plane kind of goes over and you just see the beaches. White sand, blue waters, and the beaches were full. So the airport is kind of near so beach. You kind of go and then they turn and it comes down and I'm sitting by the window and I'm looking out and you just see So Holland was amazing, but what I was seeing from
you're going to play football at a beach resort now.
Now you know the plane is coming kinda. It's fast, but you're looking at you see, hey man, what is going on down there? I said, no, I can see myself living here easy. Sun was shining. Yeah, I said, I'm on the beach here every day.
Yeah.
Said, hi. We landed. I said, as we landed, I said to Rob, my agent, I said, I can definitely see myself living here. This is a perfect home for me.
Yeah.
He said, yeah. How serious are they? I said, they flew us here, didn't they?
Of course.
So it's serious. It's just if you see the facilities. And I said, I don't need to see. I seen enough. I seen enough of the facilities from coming on the plane. I was like,
I'm ready to live here.
This can be a home for me. And so then I already made my mind up that I was going to come in. And obviously the club came to pick us up. Nice chauffeur driven, the nice big cars. You feel important. 2 years, 3 years ago, I was in an overpack dodging bullets and looking through the people so they passed. And now
you're on big money now, big player. Life has changed.
Private jet and ice. So then we ended up going to see the club. And the facilities was nice up in the mountain, and you see the whole city from.
So this is the nicer part of Spain, even
Yeah, and I was like, wow, I'd never heard of Celta Vigo.
Yeah,
it's like what, like nice place, man. Then we go into the city, the food, seafood restaurants, beautiful. Oh, the club, they really. I said, now if you want someone to sign, that's how you treat him. And I was like, nah. So when do we move here? Yeah. When do I move here? Because Holland is forgotten now. I want to learn Spanish, and I'm ready for this. And then club came, and when they discussed money, and it was Ajax was crazy. Celta Vigo was
crazy, even like mine.
Eyes popped out. Because now it was like, wow, you're talking, it was like same continent, but how is one there and then the other one is like,
obviously doubled those Ajax numbers from
triple. I was like, wow. I was like, my God, man. Spain, sure, they've got money in this country, man. So then, obviously, met the manager, met the club, the president and all that, and then sounded good. My worry was the English was very, very bad. Small.
You good player.
First conversation I had. Thank you. What is he saying? No, he's saying gracias. Oh, yeah. You good.
Muy bien.
So I was like, I said, okay. Everything is thumbs up and you. Perfecto. Good. So then that already I started to be like, woof.
Yeah.
Communication is going to be a problem. But I think like with what you're going to be earning, surely you can find someone to teach you how to get up to speed with things. And that's what I thought, Signed. Man, and my Asian Rob thing left. So I was in a hotel.
Yeah.
For like, the club. No one to help me find an apartment or a house or like that. And I was like, everyone's just left, got their money. They
literally left you to fend for yourself in a foreign country.
They got the player they wanted, paid their money, and now it's like, now you must go out and perform. I'm like, bruh, where am I going to live? I ain't staying in the hotel forever. So I was starting to, people at the
How long
hotel,
was the contract? 3 years, no. More.
4-year contract. Okay. So people in the hotel that could speak a little bit of English, and I was like, 1 second. Pip, I call the club. Hola, Bea, the club secretary.
Yeah.
Hola, Benny, ¿cómo estás? Easy. I don't understand. Wait 1 second. From the reception of the hotel, can you speak to her? Can you say, I say, if they can send me someone from the club to come with, and I give you money, you come with me because you speak English,
yeah.
to go and find
Look for
apartment
accommodation,
or house or whatever
Something.
it is that because mate, it was just Ajax. Everything was done for you. The club sorted out. There, so okay, that's why they pay big money. So we're not here to babysit you.
Yeah.
You understand?
You must figure it out yourself.
So then that became my biggest obstacle now. Shucks, who am I gonna get to?
Because that affects performance, coach. I mean, it doesn't matter what anybody says. Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, okay, I can drive. I drive in Holland and I can drive in Spain easy.
Yeah.
Because Holland is a nightmare with the trams, bikes, everyone is in one lane and you maneuver. Spain is a walk in the park.
Yeah.
So the person from the hotel, Pip, organized, help me, Pip. Bought the car. Got a car. So now I can drive myself. I know now the way to training. So I drive, hey, what time is training tomorrow? No problem. Training, what time tomorrow we train? No problem. Bro.
You can't do this for 4 years.
I was dead. I was like, I don't know what time we train us. What time is training is no problem. Yeah. So yes, then you see, language barrier is such an important thing. But when you didn't know that, then
you stayed there for long though. Like, I'm surprised. Given what you're saying, it took a while before you actually got the call from Porto.
Yeah, but because I was like, I ain't gonna fail.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sticking out. And yes, I know they have a problem with me being, African. That's their problem, not mine.
Yeah.
I just go. And I probably think Celta Vigo saw the best of me.
Really?
Yeah.
No ways, coach.
Yeah.
You played for Porto under Mourinho. You won the Champions League. You went to Blackburn. You finished top goal scorer in the English Premier League. And you are saying your best football was at Celta.
Celta Vigo saw the best Benni McCarthy.
Sure.
Like, I mean, I wanted to prove them wrong that bad that I did it every single day.
Leave them no chance.
I used to destroy the team, destroy the coach's tactics.
Yeah.
And still the guy was like, just in the stand, not in the squad. Now there's like 6, 7, 8 injuries. Okay, I'll take Benny.
So the club had signed you, not him. So the manager is not the one who was...
That came to my understanding. The technical director, Felix Carnero.
Okay. He's the one
club legend.
Yeah.
So he
swayed.
Kind of. So then the club was like, go ahead. And then obviously he spoke with the manager, with the coach, and the coach was like, no, I know him. Very good. Like, yeah. But I wasn't his priority.
Yes.
I think he wanted someone else.
He wanted another striker, maybe, yeah.
But they saw me as an investment.
Of course.
He's 20 years old.
Yeah.
He comes from Ajax.
Long-term
He
contract.
knows that system. And we can sign him to Real Madrid. We can sell him on to Real Madrid within a year, 2 years' time, because that's where they saw me.
Yeah.
But obviously, when then deal is done, I have to convince that guy that what they saw in me, he must see in me. And he was just not having me. Oh. He wasn't having me. At one point, I started going and thinking, shoo, maybe I dated this guy's daughter, man. It must be something. And
there's something that you
find
did.
Out if he had kids, if he had daughters, or because I must have done something to this guy wrong. That he just was just. I just wasn't his cup of tea.
Yeah,
and I was like so quiet, and I think that kind of made me to now, I'm going to show this guy, man. So every day I would come to training, and even my teammates, they were like, Benny,
we don't understand why you're not playing, mate.
Lo siento mucho, amigo. Like, we're so sorry, man, but we just don't know what to say. Why the manager is not putting you like? And the guys were so, Benny, Pep, and he was just not. But I stuck it out. And then after like 2 years, and then you kind of come to a realization. Nah, this guy's a racist, man.
Yeah.
So then there was
a challenge.
Then and in the end, I confronted him, and then I asked him, I said, hey, if he has a problem with me because I'm black.
Yeah. What did he say?
And then he says, no. So then I said, well, that's what it looks like to me, because you treat me completely different to everyone else.
Yeah.
And Claude Makelele has left. He's left for Madrid. Now I'm the only black guy in the team. And it's like I'm not even there.
Yeah.
You understand? So not that it was a racist issue, but that what it looked like, because and then I come in and he's like just walks past me, not even morning or hi or nothing. And I was like, nah, this is...
And he was the head coach right through up until the time you left for Porto.
Yes.
And I suppose that's the reason that you left. The club probably thought a better investment to sell you on to Porto.
No, but then Porto didn't have the money that they wanted for me.
Yeah.
So they said for me, I can go on loan.
Yeah.
And if I do well, and Porto was pushing to get into the Champions League as well, because they were, I think, 4th or 5th on the log, so they were missing out on European football. So then when I went on loan to Porto, first game, because I was that starved, I was that like, you know,
you still had that thing, you want to prove a point.
Yeah, so but in the end I ended up going to Porto and then getting there, and now I'm playing. I was just like a kid in a candy shop. Like I was everywhere.
And a manager who believes in you?
Not yet.
Not yet.
So then that manager that got me there, but it was Mourinho that thingy, because how, I don't know. He probably knew he was coming to Porto.
So he was already scouting for players.
Yes, and he heard somewhere, hey, there's a boy there that top, he's not playing.
Yeah.
So he plays in La Liga to go to the Portuguese league. It should be
easy.
Similar. Adaptable, and he would probably be as good as they say he is. Then the Portuguese league would be perfect for him, you know?
And that turned out to be the case,
And then the manager, Octavio Machado, played 1 game, scored 2. We won the game. And then I had to leave, unfortunately, for the AFCON in Mali. So I played 1 game and then off to the AFCON, and then he got fired.
Yeah.
And then Mourinho came in, but I was at the AFCON.
Yeah.
And then, remember when we played Mali, when they took us from Bamako to another town, shanty town there in the middle, and they made the game at 1 o'clock, where it's like 45 degrees. I've never almost felt like I was going to die in my life.
So this heat wave in Joburg right now has nothing on
nothing
on that AFCON.
Nothing on what we went through in Mali.
Yeah.
And then we got knocked out from Mali in the semi-final?
Yeah, it was.
It was semi-final.
Semis, yeah.
And then Mali went on to the final. That Keita.
Yes, Bruno Metsu. No, not. Was it? I can't remember the coach. No, Bruno Metsu at Senegal.
Yes.
Can't remember who was the coach then.
That Nabi Keita. Salif Keita.
Salif Keita, yeah.
That was playing for Barcelona. He was in that Senegal, that Mali team. What's his name? Seville striker.
I can't recall.
The Muslim, the guy that didn't want Freddy Canuti.
Yeah. Okay.
That Mali, they beat us there. So then Porto rushed me back, because it was Benfica was coming up.
Ah, okay.
And then
Mourinho had just come in.
I left. And so Mourinho had 2 games already in charge.
Yeah.
And I got back, and that's when me and him
Connected.
We met.
Yeah.
Met, and he was happy, and it was a day before the Benfica game.
Yeah.
And I remember he says to me, he says, "Hey, my son," and I you know, when you just like, you have no words.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Excuse me?"
Are you okay, coach?
And then he's like, "My son," you know, and I was like, and you know, when you like, just, you standing there and you just had like 2.5 years of your life pissed away.
Yeah.
For nothing. And
Yeah.
a guy calls you his son, and it's the same guy as the one I had in Spain.
Yeah.
And it was like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
And you know, when you just like, and you just, the tears are gonna, if I blink, the tears come rolling.
You must have
And
thought to yourself,
like,
I've got to play for this guy.
And that was my first meeting with him. And then he says, "Are you tired? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you think you can play tomorrow?" I said, I eat the grass for you tomorrow.
From 45 degrees to probably
And
15 degrees Celsius there.
"You're starting tomorrow," and we won 1-0, and I scored. And this is my coach now.
Yeah.
And he asked me about my mom, my dad, my brothers. He wanted to know where I grew up, he was, Benny, come for coffee, buy you lunch and that. And I was like, wow. And I go, because I've never had.
You had this experience that a lot of his ex-players talk about, like, this guy his man management is just on another level.
Yeah, and that's why I said, for me, I was one of those players. I ran through a brick wall. I go rob a bank for Jose.
Yeah.
Like, just, that's how much this guy made me love football. Yeah. This is how much this guy made me forgive all the people who's ignorant, and for people that don't understand, that treat people just because you're from Africa or just because your skin color is different than them. They treat you completely differently and unfairly because they don't know any better. Yeah. And Mourinho makes you forget all that, and you just accept and you forgive. Yeah. And he was just like, just the best guy you could ever have in your career. Yeah. At the time that he came into my life. And I was like, wow, man, where was this guy? Why wasn't he my coach at Celta? Because I would have probably been signed by Real Madrid if I had him coaching me at Celta Vigo.
Do you still keep in touch?
Yeah, I still message him.
Yeah. And when you are a coach now, going into your career as a coach, having been a coach for a couple of years, and maybe when this drops, you hopefully we miss you in the dugout. Is he one of the guys that you want to emulate as a coach?
Oh, definitely. I think my whole coaching. Yeah. When I decided, this is what I want to go into now, coaching and that, because I think I've got the knack for it. Mm-hmm. But my coaching is based on Mourinho's early years, because he showed me humility. Yeah. What it is to be humble, what it is to embrace all cultures, doesn't matter, and what it is to let, even if you don't play one single game for the first half of the season, that you still respect and you love the coach like the guy who's played every game. He made me wanted to be that kind of guy, because I was like, wow, I didn't know it was even possible for coaches or managers to know the players on that level and know so much about their life and still worry about how you're going to make the coach win, how you're going to coach the players. The guy just found time for everything. And that was the kind of coach that I want to become.
Do you feel like that's missing in this modern day era of coaching?
I think now coaches emphasize too much on succeeding. Oh, I have to succeed, otherwise I'm out of a job. Yeah. That you miss then the bigger picture. You miss understanding, you miss coaching the players, you miss having a relationship with the players, you know? And a lot of coaches they're becoming too, everything must be tactical and that, and then you just miss just that arm around the shoulder because coaches now think, they involve in everything. They know what players earn, so you hold it against players and that. And it's not a contest. It's not a contest about my time. Yeah, my time was my time. We enjoyed
not their
it,
fault.
But it's not our time anymore. Exactly. And it's not this generation's fault that the game has moved to this stage where they earn the money that they earn. And you have to accept. So you can't compare. You must just make them better, make them understand, make them fall in love with the game again. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what missing now. You know, like, so my spell with Mourinho, it was just everything what my coaching was going to be. The kind of coach I want to become was those models that I had when I played under him at Porto. Now I don't know what he's become. I don't know what he's become.
You don't recognize that guy?
No, because I don't see him the way I did when I played for him. Yeah. I saw him every day. I was interacting every day. Now I don't know if he's changed because you hear now so many things. He fights with so many players. Back my time,
hold on to
he
jobs,
never fought with anyone. Yeah. And if you have a fight now, I ended out straight away.
Did he try to get you to Chelsea, by the way?
Yeah.
Why? I'm a Chelsea fan, and I feel like
no, the deal broke down like right at the end, and I also kind of blame my agent in a way for this. Like Rob will probably kill me, but Rob knows.
Yeah, he's gonna phone me now, say, Mazola, why did you ask him?
No, but I don't think Rob pushed as much as he should have pushed.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely not one for jumping ships, because I got called of George Mendes. Mm-hmm. So George Mendes called me and says, listen, you know your father wants you here. And I was like, no, I know, and he knows I want to come and play for him. So he says, listen, for me to let him get involved and do the deal and push, because he will get Blackburn to push. Yeah. But then that's me betraying Rob. So I couldn't do that. You know,
so this conversation takes place when you're already in the English Premier League. He didn't try get you from Porto.
Yes. Yeah. From Porto. Yeah. First Porto. Okay. But then Porto of the class that in the manner that he left.
The manner he left.
Porto didn't want it. So they wanted me to go to.
So they sold you to Blackburn instead.
No, first they wanted me to go to Dynamo Moscow. Massive money.
For them and you, I suppose.
For me, crazy money.
Yeah,
and for them, yes, because.
But for your career.
Yeah. So I think Porto had an offer of, I think it was 100 million for 4 players. It was myself, Costinha, Manic, and Jurkas Seteridis, the Greek right back. Yeah. Though us 4, I think it was 125 million for 4 players. And Porto, obviously. No. So my heart is set on Premier League. Amsterdam, Celta Vigo was just a detour. But
Portugal, England is
that's where
everybody wants to go.
But when you grow up in South Africa, more England than anywhere else. So now you want me to shire one left, go via Moscow. I was like, no chance. So I said no. But then the money that they threw at me was like, I said, it's not about the money. Yeah. I want to go Chelsea. Jose, he wants me. The offer is there. Just sell me. And then, they said, pap. And then they said, if you're not going there, you're definitely not going there. Yeah. And then in the end, push. No deal. So then I said, no to Russia.
Yeah.
Definitely not going.
Yeah.
So then Darley, the Brazilian striker, he ended up, so it was him, Costinha, Manish, and Seterides that ended up going because I pulled out and I got stuck at Porto, no Chelsea.
Yes.
But it was okay because Porto was my club. I loved it there. It was because Mourinho wanted me and I knew like what I was going to achieve, what I could achieve if I go there under him, you know. So that's why I wanted, but I didn't push Porto for an exit if I don't leave. So I didn't fight because I love Porto. That's my club. You know, that's the club that I love the most of all the clubs I've played for. I know it's probably horrible to say, but it's just what I've experienced, how they treated me. I got accepted from day one at that club.
It makes it
I wasn't a foreigner. I was one of their own, you know? So that's why
league, so many memories, like pinnacle of your career almost.
So I wasn't really bothered about if I leave, great, Chelsea's amazing. But if I don't, I'm Porto, man. We play Champions League and win the league and all that. The same. So I was
and when you end
I
up
was okay.
When you end up at Blackburn, did you feel could have done better, but still the English Premier League?
No, but then I spoke. Then that season passed. Chelsea, thingy, Hernan Crespo.
Yeah.
So Crespo left, and he phoned me. He said, "Benny, you have to come to England."
And you were tearing it up,
because I can't. Porto just won't let me go. He says, just come to any club, and then it's easier for me to get you from there. And then I said, nice, okay, no problem. So then Rob says, Mark Hughes called him. I said, oh, Sparky, you know, because United fan. Bam, and he's the manager of Blackburn. I said, yeah, I'll go. He said, this guy is not even asking because in the back of my mind is, if I can get out of Porto, then I'm in. You know? So then Blackburn thing come 1, 2, 3 out. And then they let me go. They allow me to go to Blackburn, and then went to Blackburn. But then at Blackburn, it was amazing people. I had like from Porto being loved there, and joining Blackburn, really nice people, amazing people, and nice teammates, and good. And I was instantly loved by the players. Everyone accepted me because obviously I come with pedigree, man. How could they not? And I was coming in there, and I was
Champions League winner, my friend.
No, but I came in. They kind of does came in training. Everyone just looks at. Okay, now we see
like Benny.
We see we can see why he's won the Champions League, and players were just like, this guy he means business. So everyone was just like, hey, bro, we connect, we form a connection, we bond. So now everyone wanted to, hey, here's my opportunity. Sparky is bringing this guy in to be the number one, so let me be the guy that goes with him. So, and it was nice, and met the nicest guy in football, Jason Roberts. Me and him kind of became like almost like brothers. And we developed a partnership like two number nine.
You were tearing it up in the Premiership.
And then you had Morten Gems Pedersen on the left, David Bentley. So I had the perfect players team around me. And it was a killer, made a killer. And yep, I think we knocked Chelsea out of the
FA Cup.
Yes. That and obviously, then he's like, I say you must come to a team not to come and knock me out, and then he says, no, I see you even better than when I left you behind. He says, I'm coming
Just
for
hang
you.
10, yeah. But the deal didn't materialize.
So then,
yeah.
you know, then he made me, he kind of just mind gamed me again, man. I was now in a good space. I was loving life at Blackburn. I had a nice teammates, great teammates, good environment. And now he's planted that seed again in my head. If I keep Chelsea.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just continued. I kind of forgot about it and just played. The closer we edged to the end of the season, boom, the Chelsea rumor. Chelsea is making a big move for Benni McCarthy and blah, blah, blah.
Every time in the
And
transfer.
oh my God. And now everyone at Blackburn, like, bro, are you going to leave?
Yeah.
Are you going to leave? And I was like, nah, man, I don't know. It's just the paper talk. And then season finished, go on holiday. Boom. George Mendes. Benny.
Time to go now.
It's time now. Jose said he spoke to you about leaving Porto just to come to England. So I said, George, please speak to Rob. Yeah. So I give him Rob's phone. I said, because I don't want to. He's my agent. He's always been my agent you know. So I said, he says, no. If the deal, whatever, if it's like now they offered like they want 20 million and I think he's willing to go to 35 million, you know. Depends on Blackburn, but says, but if I get it, I get him for 25 million, I'll get you out the club. Yeah. And Rob will give him his thing. He's your agent, but Jose wants this deal to happen.
Yeah, he was mandated by Jose to try get the deal over the line, yeah.
So then I said, but please first just speak with my agent and pap. And then I messaged Rob. I said, how do I say, hey, Rob, listen, I'm Mourinho's agent. I don't want to say the names because when I went on loan, it was George.
It was George who facilitated the loan.
So George came. George drove to Spain, picked me up, drove me back, and he made the deal happen because Rob wanted. There was still some loose ends that needed to be tied, but Celta Vigo wanted to hold out. Yeah. And if I don't go, then Celta don't pay that thingy. You understand? Okay. So I didn't understand that. I just wanted to leave there because I was miserable. Yeah. So then I think it was agent's fee or whatever they owed.
The procurement
and it was
fee
like
or whatever the case
$1 million euros. That had to be paid to me, and then obviously the agent get his fee from there. So if I leave, it's forfeit, and they don't pay. They don't need to pay. So they were pushing me out, and Rob was saying, they must pay that money, and then we go. But now the transfer window, and it was
closing.
Like the day of deadline day, on the day of the transfer window day, and it was like, what's happening? Am I going? Am I staying? Nah, I think this Celta Vigo people are playing games and that, so we're just going to sit it out. And I thought to myself, sit it out?
Yeah.
So I'm in this up situation here, and we must sit it out. No. So then my phone ring. I saw Portuguese number. Hey, Benny, how are you, my friend? It's George here, man. George Mendes. Yeah, I work for Porto. And Jose, you know, is back. And he says, he wants this deal to happen. It's going to happen. Because Celta Vigo is saying, that Benny's camp, you know. He says, come on, Benny, man. You know, this is happening. Your father, Jose, he wants you there. He trusts in you and Pep. You know, and he said that. I said, where are you? He said, I'm driving. I'm driving to Vigo now. It's an hour. Porto.
From Portugal
Porto
to
Vigo.
Vigo, yeah.
And then he says, I'm on the border now. I'm coming. I said, okay. And I thought to myself, oh shit. if he comes and I go with him and I do the deal, Rob's gonna, but I ain't sitting here for another 6 months. I've been already a year. I hardly plays. I only play in the Europa League games. Doesn't matter what I do.
I can't be here for longer than that.
Yeah. So I'm saying, this decision is for my well-being and for my football. Nothing else. I said, George, come. Phoned me. Hey, Manny, George, my man, I am downstairs here, but the address you gave me, I said, I'm coming down. Poop down in the car, boom, drove to Porto.
Yeah.
Got there and the Porto people were shocked. Hey, surprised he's here. And I signed, put my phone off.
History.
I put my phone off. Because Celta, obviously, they phoned Rob and says, hey, they done the deal and blah. So you ain't getting this and that, and Benny is going to be happy and bub, and they'll pay some money for salary, and Porto will front because they excited to have him, and it's good that he goes and then he plays, and you know. And Rob was calling me.
I can imagine.
My phone was off, my friend. Transfer window closed. Then the next day, pack all my stuff, and then I have to move. So I did that once. But that was purely because I could not see
you couldn't
myself
take it anymore. But
for what? Just because that I don't get my €1 million bonus. I said that they can shove that money where the sun don't shine. I want happiness. I want to go and play football. So I don't care what I'm giving up. And that's why I did it.
But
it was not because it was
time. You couldn't do it the second time.
The second time we do it the right way.
Yeah.
Then I said, and obviously, you know how the agents things are. It's
yeah.
So I think, was still, and then Blackburn offered massive, bigger contract, new extension, 3 years plus. You can bring, we give Mbazo, Aaron, also new contract. You can bring players on loan if they are good. We sign, you know, so they kind of made it easier for our camp.
Yeah.
Then why push to get the player out and then you know?
Doesn't make sense.
So then in the end, Rob kind of, if the deal happens, it happens. But that's between the two clubs. But he's not going to push for me to say, don't go to training, don't do that, don't make them tired of you so that they sell you. So we just leave it. If let fate takes its course. If it happens, it happens. But normally any agent pushes, and if they don't want to go, says, don't go to training. Stop going to training. They must let you go. You understand? But it was nothing. It was because Blackburn was really good people, and I can understand that. You know, so then in the end, time ran out, and on the last day of Rob turned his phone off. Rob's phone was off, and you know what? My heart just went, George, do the deal, man. Stop this. Because I couldn't get hold of Rob. So then I became so angry. Like, why is he? It's like the last day of the transfer window. And George
he doesn't want you to move.
Benny, come on, man. We have a couple more hours. We can get you there. Helicopter, everything is waiting. Private plane, waiting for you. Whatever. Poop, we get you down. We sign before the midnight deadline day. And then because coaching now is put in a situation, you know. Does he re-sign Crespo? Or is he getting you?
Yeah.
And then I couldn't get hold of Rob. I couldn't. And I was on the verge of just saying, George, let's do it, my friend. Then I just said, no. I can't do. I couldn't live with myself.
If you did that,
what I did at Celta, even though it was for all the right reasons, because just so that I don't get my bonus and that I'm gonna be miserable not playing. So I said,
you can't do
I can forfeit. But this was a little bit different. This is like you're cutting your agent completely out, and I was just like, you know what? I can't do that. We've been through too many things. And there's that loyalty aspect with us. So I says, if it happens, it happens. And unfortunately, time ran out, midnight struck, boom, transfer window closed. And then I just started crying.
Coachy. Speaking of time running out, I would love to reminisce for another 2 hours, but we've got time running out as well. But before we wrap it up, I just want to just quickly throw forward a little bit. We need you, like I said, we need you in the dugout. You told us a couple of weeks ago that one of the reasons that you also left United, yes, they didn't propose a new contract, but you were itching as well. You felt that you can't be behind the scenes for too long. What's it looking like? And I don't know, hopefully by the time this drops, like I said, I'm hoping you're in the dugout, but maybe a day after the episode drops, you can sign your contract.
Let's fingers crossed on that one, because listen, like I said, I've been interviewing for jobs, and I've had a few interviews with MLS clubs, and now it's kind of just a waiting game, like, because they're off season, and now they're looking at what changes they want to make, what the right fit for their club. So obviously my fate is literally in those clubs that I've interviewed for hands. And like I said, I'm not just sitting back, I'm putting myself out there and I'm doing what I have to do, because I think I've got a lot to give in football, especially now. I think the knowledge that I've gained coaching Cape Town City and then moving on to Amazulu, that was unbelievable. And like, to be in charge at such a fresh time in your coach, such short, because I finished my coaching badges and then boom, I got thrown in there, and I loved it. I thought I did really well for a novice coach.
Yeah.
And then I've gone now on to
especially at Amazulu. Wow. Finishing runners up behind that super team that's called Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah, no, that was unbelievable. And not just what we achieved, man. I'm just so proud of the brand of football we played. I think
it was easy on the eye.
The brand of football, like, people couldn't understand how the players that we had didn't make it at their previous clubs. Like your Mamelas, your Mulengas.
Keegan Buchanan the other day was talking about how he revived his career as well.
No, but I'm saying, like, there was football there. The boys got all the talent. You just need a coach to give the players the right directions, let them understand, let them play in the role that suits them the best. You understand? And then you let boys go and fly, go and enjoy, man. And that's all I did, is make them enjoy, love football again, that was disappearing from their life slowly. And I just revived that. So,
Are English Premier League clubs not, calling you up? Clubs in Portugal? Yeah, it's a pity.
Who do you see there that look like me?
Yeah, it's a pity.
You see anyone that look like me?
Only Patrick Vieira was Nuno. I mean, but there's only...
Portuguese, man. Nuno is Portuguese flag, so they look at Nuno as... Yeah, but Nuno, I know, but... There's not... It's tough.
That's a challenge.
It's tough. And you even see...
Are you part
of Southampton fire coach? They already have a new coach.
Are you not part of the Football Managers Association that tries to address those issues? Because there has been a lot of talk about how the EPL needs more black managers.
We're constantly fighting that, man.
Yeah.
It might not happen in my lifetime, but at least for the next generation, our kids and their kids coming through, they have, if the doors open for them, then our fight was worthy. I hope I still get that. I'm not just one of them that continues to fight, and when I'm gone, then the generation benefits that you're part of it, and you get that little opportunity to there's your chance now. Like Ruud van Nistelrooy gets, like, it helps when you are.
Because that's another case. I mean, he came in, was an ex-player at United. You were there. He was kind of doing a similar role, and then boom, he gets a job at Leicester. Like, it feels like a kick in the teeth. Yeah.
But it's just how it is. I think clubs prefer. They've got the choice coach that they want, and there's nothing you can do about that. So you must just continue to knock on doors.
Yeah.
And hopefully one opens. And when it does, you show what you can do, like I did before.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that again now. And this time, I want to go even one better. Winning leagues now. Now I want to go and manage teams where you can have a fighting chance to win a league. Because if I've got the right ammunition, I think tactically I've got perfect setup to blow everything up.
Yeah. No, I have no doubt about that. That concludes our episode 6 with Coach Benni McCarthy behind the boot with Super Journal. So looking forward to you to experience what I've just experienced here. One of my all-time favorite players getting to sit next to me to have a chat about his life and times. We didn't have enough time, but maybe there's part 2 brewing, Coach Benni, when he gets his job. He'll give us an exclusive.
We can negotiate that one.
That's how we wrap it up here with Behind the Boot with Super Journal, Coach Benni McCarthy.